So here the question says it's about home office deduction. The IRS is behind the times. Home offices today share exclusive use with personal use in terms of space and time. One computer, one room, etc. Can't we calculate the exclusiveness between floor space and time used for business to identify the 100% business use? No. Tax law is very clear. If you go to tax court, nobody's asking you if you agree or if it's beyond time. And if some of the laws that we have in place right now were passed many, many, many years ago, right? Has nothing to do with it. It has to be a space exclusively used for business. You're never going to win. So if I have like just because we're living in remote areas, I have dedicated space for my work. I have an office that I can lock. I have places where I store. I have this Han cabinets to store all my stuff, and I'm trying to get rid of paper as much as I can. I have to do things in order to be having a home office. If my home office is in my kitchen, yeah, it won't count. It won't count. It has to be exclusively used for business. Don't commingle your opinion with the tax law. The IRS doesn't care if you agree or if I agree. The IRS doesn't care. So if you're saying, well, but I do this and half of the time I do this, now I switch this, I switch that, it doesn't work. Until you have a new piece of law that is in effect saying, hey, now because there's a shared space, you get to use this and this and this, probably. Until then, no. Listen, there's so many different pieces of law that you can legitimately use correctly. Why taint your deductions with something that is so clear? No. So that one, I would not even go. Like, find a space, make it exclusive. Move your TV in a different place. Move, you probably, if you have a separate dining room and a separate, a nook, just make one business. Very simple. And I had cases like that where the IRS requested, listen, I have done audits where I had to meet with the agent, with revenue agents at the place of business for people. So they don't have to be there. They're looking in every cranny you have. They're opening every door to see what you have. Why would you put yourself in a space, especially when you have large deductions, or especially when you have a large house? I had people with arguing in downtown LA for a 700 square feet apartment in downtown LA, fighting with the IRS that no, that is business. And I had people with a 6,000 square feet mansion in Kentucky fighting for the same thing. It has nothing to do with how much space you have. Although you could say it was easier for the guy with 6,000 square feet to prove that, hey, half of his house was business use. And we had to prove it. And the guy in LA saying that even the balcony was used for business because he was a sports photographer. Okay. So you see, you don't play with the rules that are black and white. There's so much room in the tax law that is not worth it for us to go in and muddy the waters with something that is so clear. Exclusive use for business use. There's other types of home office expense that you can do.